A deep-sea diving mission begins with a routine checklist between crew members Mhairi, Hans, and Rob. They are preparing for a dive to explore the wreckage of a sunken structure. The initial conversation establishes a professional but familiar dynamic as they confirm equipment status and mission readiness before Mhairi enters the water. Mhairi begins her descent into the vast, silent wreckage. The primary objective is to locate a data locker within the marine control section of the rig. Her colleague Rob has already marked a path with flares, guiding her towards an entrance through the nurse's station, setting the stage for the exploration. While navigating the debris-filled corridors, Mhairi discovers a personal photograph, a small but significant link to the people who were lost. This find establishes the emotional core of the mission, not just salvaging data, but uncovering the human stories and tragedies that occurred within the sunken structure. The grim reality of the disaster sets in as Mhairi discovers the first body, believed to be a crewman named Vanderbilt. The moment is somber, and her task of photographing the remains for identification feels disrespectful. Her colleagues try to reassure her that she is providing closure for the families. Among the debris, a small Hindu idol is found, belonging to a crew member named Neil. The discovery adds another layer of personal tragedy, as his widow still keeps a matching idol. It is a bittersweet moment, highlighting the personal connections and faith of those lost in the disaster. Mhairi's search leads her to find a heavy, ornate crucifix, another deeply personal item left behind in the disaster. This touchstone, likely belonging to a devout Catholic crew member, further emphasizes the human element of the tragedy and the personal faith that people carried with them even in this isolated environment. A horrifying sight confronts Mhairi, another body, but this one has been completely encrusted by a strange, coral-like growth. The unsettling discovery introduces a mysterious and unnatural element to the disaster, suggesting that something more than just an accident may have occurred in the deep, dangerous waters. The structural integrity of the wreckage proves to be a constant threat. A sudden ceiling collapse traps Mhairi, cutting off her return path. This forces her to find an alternate route forward, increasing the tension and sense of isolation as she is pushed deeper into the unstable, dangerous environment. In the stunning and seemingly impossible discovery, Mhairi finds a large, intact air pocket deep within the sunken rig. This surreal environment defies explanation and forces her to make a risky decision: detach from her umbilical cord and explore on her own limited oxygen supply, losing contact with her team. Venturing through the bizarre air pocket, the experience grows increasingly strange and unsettling. Mhairi encounters disorienting phenomena that blur the line between reality and hallucination. The atmosphere shifts from a recovery mission to a fight for survival against an unknown, possibly supernatural, presence in the dark. Mhairi manages to return to the diving bell, shaken but determined. She convinces a very concerned Rob that she saw more of the wreck in a deeper trench. Despite the immense risks and his own reservations, Rob agrees to descend another 50 meters, pushing their equipment and themselves to the absolute limit. Now at a staggering new depth, Mhairi explores the engineering section of the rig. The environment is treacherous, with strong currents and disorienting mud pits complicating her search. Her goal is to find a way through this hazardous area to the accommodation block, where more of the crew's remains are likely located. The team retrieves a recording from the data logger found earlier. It captures the chaotic final moments on the rig, revealing a massive explosion and panicked cries. This audio evidence confirms the violent nature of the disaster, but also hints that there might be more to the story than a simple accident. After exploring another air pocket and finding a body, Mhairi returns to the bell. Another retrieved recording is played, this one an urgent evacuation order that is cut short by a frantic warning not to touch something. The cryptic message deepens the mystery and adds a terrifying layer of dread to the mission. A catastrophic collapse traps Mhairi, and her vital umbilical line becomes hopelessly snagged. With her torch failing and the structure crumbling, Rob desperately tries to guide her out. In a moment of sacrifice, he gives her his own flares and urges her to escape back to the bell without him. Alone and guided only by Rob's flares, Mhairi navigates a surreal, shifting nightmare. She witnesses her umbilical cord get violently severed by an unseen force. The experience descends into a full-blown hallucination as she loses her grip on reality, questioning what is happening to her deep beneath the waves. Finally reaching the diving bell, Mhairi finds it chillingly empty. Rob is gone. Her calls to him and to Hans on the surface go unanswered. She is utterly alone, trapped at the bottom of the sea as the environment around her becomes increasingly hostile and otherworldly, a terrifying new reality closing in. Overwhelmed by visions, Mhairi finds what appears to be Rob's body, consumed by the strange growth. Racked with guilt, she apologizes to him, believing her insistence on going deeper led directly to his death. This moment marks the emotional low point of her journey, a raw confrontation with failure and loss. Mhairi's hallucinations shift from the rig to a familiar viewing platform from her past. The setting is deeply personal, connected to her father. It becomes clear that her journey into the deep is not just about the rig disaster, but about confronting a much older, more personal grief. The spirit of Mhairi's father appears, and their conversation reveals the true purpose of her journey. He was also a diver who was lost to the sea, and this mission has been a subconscious quest to find him. He speaks of strange, beautiful things in the sea that are best left undisturbed. In the final moments, her father offers to guide her on one last dive together. The surreal, nightmarish visuals transform into a serene, almost peaceful descent into the depths. It is a symbolic act of acceptance and letting go, as she finally finds a way to be with him and make peace.